are you?
Good. How are you?
Relax. There are a lot of you.
We care deeply about you.
Okay, all right.
Whoops.
There
we go.
You can maybe take a little closer. Okay. Only that one bites, but I'll protect you.
Oh, all right, all right. Got it.
Keep them back.
Is everybody all right?
Rock and roll.
Dr. Hargens, first of all, tell us why JCPS appeals to you. Why being in this district?
Well, actually, the Wake County Public School System, the system I work in, is the largest school system in North Carolina. It's the 18th largest in the nation. This is a large school system, and the skills that I've developed over my career fit perfectly. And there's also a wonderful community here that really wants to support and embrace education, and that's the kind of place I want to be in.
Are you aware of some of the issues and challenges that face the district right now?
I am aware that there are complex issues and challenges in every major urban district, but I also know that increasing student performance and optimizing what JCPS has here is very possible. So I think we can overcome any kind of challenges that there are.
And you said that the job of the superintendent, one of the jobs, no there are many, is a professional advisor to the board. Mm-hmm. Obviously, student assignment plan is a big issue here, and you kept reverting back to this is the board's plan and this is what they want. But as the professional advisor, what advice would you give regarding the student assignment plan to the board?
Well, actually, there's a student assignment plan for 11-12, and Dr. Orfield is going to bring recommendations to the board. So until I see those recommendations, I don't know how the advice that I would give to the board until I see those. But I look forward to looking at them and discussing them with the board.
Kind of along those lines, too, we've had a lot of parents call us concerned about the amount of time that their kids spend on a bus. I know that you said you haven't seen JCPS's data, but Wake County has all the data, the longest rides, the shortest ride. Do you know the average amount of time a school spends on a bus in Wake County? A kid spends on a bus in Wake County?
Actually, I don't. I couldn't speak to that average right offhand, but what I do know, and this is Wake County, and certainly don't want to make the generalization, that sometimes when you don't look at the data, you don't know the exact number, and again, that's why I think you really have to look at the information in the data.
Our station did an investigation here and found that some kindergartners are on a bus for an hour a day each way. Mm-hmm. Is that an acceptable amount of time for a kindergartner, 5 years old, to spend on a bus getting to school one way?
Well, again, I look forward to, if I have the opportunity of looking at the information. I have not looked at that information, so I look forward to looking at it.
On Monday, the candidate was asked a question regarding the Waiting for Superman documentary, and she said, if you're waiting for Superwoman, she's not coming. Do you have a response to that?
Actually, the actual documentary, to tell you the truth, after I came out of the movie theater, I ran to my car, ran home saying, we got work to do. We've got to make public education better. We've got to make sure that public education is the choice for students. So what that movie did for me was to say we've got to work harder. And I wouldn't say that anybody is the superwoman, but I think we have to do all that we can to make this the best school system for our students. So we have to be that for students.
You talked a lot about a data-driven educational approach. For those of us not in your field, can you sort of break that down again simply? How is that different from some other superintendents? What would that mean?
Well, and actually, I think every superintendent should be looking at the data and actually looking at the data and analyzing it and then making decisions based on the data. So being data-driven, again, don't assume anything, don't generalize. You look at the data, and then obviously you work to improve whatever goal you set based on the data.
Now, your current district, you were talking about the green plan, the blue plan for student assignment. Some news stations are reporting that that means that they are going back to neighborhood schools. Can you talk a little bit about if that is in fact the case, that Wake County schools are going back from a student assignment plan to allow parents to decide which school their child attends based on which one is closest?
Well, one of the plans has parental choice in it. One of the plans has student assignment. But again, the Wake County School Board has revised their policy, and there are guiding principles, and proximity, stability, choice, and achievement are the 4 guiding principles. So I know they are working on developing a plan.
Does the interim superintendent and advisor to the board, what was your advice regarding either the green plan, the blue plan, or neighborhood schools and the student assignment there?
The green plan and the blue plan are Mr. Tata's plan. So those were not those were not plans that were in development when I was the interim superintendent.
On plans that were in development when you were interim superintendent, were you on one side of the fence or the other?
Well, actually, what we did is we just did preliminary work in terms of helping the board with the data that they requested and helping what at that time was a student assignment committee with the data they requested. So no, we weren't that far along there was no plan.
You talked about the goal and the outcomes or the philosophy of NCLB, but what do you think about the methods of it? Do you have a philosophy regarding the methods?
Well, and I think, like I said, the problem is the unless you understand it, that absolute, that all or nothing, so that you can really, like I said, my example was take a school district that met 27 out of the 28 targets, and because they didn't make 28 out of 28, they're failing. So people need to understand what making adequate yearly progress in NCLB does, so that you can put that into a context.
When you were interim superintendent, did you apply for the superintendent position at Wake County?
Actually, the superintendent, the application deadline was September 1st. No, I did not submit my application on September 1st. I was called later on in the process by the Heidrick and Struggles, who did their search, asking about my interest. And my position always was that I have the confidence to do it and the ability to do it. If I'm needed to do it, I would consider that if I were asked to do it. But I did not submit my name on September 1st.
When Mr. Tata began that role, I think that was in January, is that
Yes.
right? He did ask you to stay on as CAO.
Absolutely.
And you agreed.
I did.
Has something changed between that time and now?
Absolutely not. He has been absolutely wonderful, and I am honored to be the Chief Academic Officer of the Wake County Public School System, and he is very supportive of me pursuing this interest. He knows it is my goal. It is what my career has led me to. So, no, I am absolutely 100% satisfied in the Wake County Public School System.
What do you hope parents and teachers took away from having the chance to listen to you tonight?
Well, I think what they took away is the fact that I'm student-centered, and certainly I have a lot of experience, and I was able to give very specific answers to things that can be done. So I hope what they know is that I have their students' best interest in mind, and my goal, along with the community and the parents and the staff, would be to make Jefferson County Public Schools the absolute best they could be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.